Hello, Mr. Beat. How you doing? I just had to do some updating. You're new here, so let me explain what we do. What I do here is just on one surface, doing some hand technique and some exercising from a stick control book. I stream on this site for the remainder of the month, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Dan is here. Okay, how you doing, Dan? Luciano's back. Okay, we got it going on. Very good. All right. Again, I stream on the YouTube channel for the month of September, 1 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and 8 p.m. as well, Eastern Standard Time. Now, come September, I still will be broadcasting on YouTube. However, I have to stream on my website, which is mattpatellallivelessons.com, and we will be doing 3 streams over there, actually 2 a day and 1 here. This one is free, and it's for a drum pad application, hand exercises with stick control book. The other is I use the drum set, the cameras are all set up, the microphones are all set up for drum set applications. However, that's not a free site. You need to be a member, and to be a member you have 2 options. You have a monthly subscription and a 6-month subscription. Now the 1 month subscription is $14.99 per month. The 6-month subscription is $59.99 for 6 months. Now you'll get 6 to 7 lessons with PDFs every week. So it's up to your option. I'll put my website address in the chat box. Okay, hold on a second. Well, if you like the lessons, Dan, you want to see drum set applications, yes, you can. You pay monthly instead of 6 months. You can do that, but it's a better price for 6 months if you'd like. Okay, let me give you my address. I will also leave my email. I will leave my email for anybody who would like the PDFs on today's lesson. And on the agenda today, I did put on Facebook the agenda, today's rudiments. So we're going to, explore some different rudiments today. And also, I'm the administrator. I have 12 different groups on Facebook. If you want to become a member, they're all the Art of Drumming groups. The Stick Control Book, the Applied Rudiments, the Art of Drumming Concept, the Art of Drumming Solo, the Art of Drumming Hand Development, and just the Art of Drumming itself. So what you want to do, if you'd like, request admission into those sites, and I'll let you guys in. I'm going to start another site on Facebook, and that's just going to be for the streaming students. And inside of there you'll have what's on the agenda, what books you're going to need, and you have videos, and if you'd like, the PDFs with my email. So is that okay with everybody here? We have 1, 2, how many we have here today? 4 guys. All right, and it's early yet. Okay, now rudiments. If you guys were here yesterday, what I did a class on the level system, and no matter what you play, whether it's playing a funky groove, playing a jazz pattern, soloing, or playing a snare drum, the levels are there. It's a natural way to play. So if you didn't, if you were not here yesterday, I have on YouTube my channel. I have it was recorded, the 1 p.m. and the 8 p.m. lesson on levels. So I really don't want to get into it again because I don't have only to 1 o'clock. Okay? So what we're going to do, I'm just going to say this one time today. There's two schools of drumming. There's the rudimental school and the non-rudimental school. But actually they're the same. And how do I mean the same? Well, the rudiments themselves, it's like a language. You have a flam paradiddle, single paradiddle, double paradiddle, 5-stroke roll, 4-stroke roll, etc. And they're labels. That's what they're called. Now, if you really analyze everything that the rudiments that I just mentioned, they're a combination of 3 different things. They're a combination of singles, doubles, and flams. That's the other school. Now, when I first started drumming, there was only 26 basic rudiments. Okay? Now, there's like 40, what is it, 40 rudiments? Yeah. The Vic Firth rudimental chart. If you guys don't have the chart, just contact the Vic Firth site and they'll send you one of the 40 rudiments. Okay? So, with that being said, let's go right into the rudiment. The first rudiment that I want to play is referred to as a drag. Okay, they call it a duple, which is 2 strokes. Sorry, a duple and a king note, or a primary note. So, if I play it fast, that's usually how it sounds. So there's some hand technique that's involved here. Now, the way I count that, if I'm playing quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to put a duple in front of that, I put the double before the principal note, or the primary note. Sort of like a drag into the drum. But now, if you've never played that before, here's a good exercise. When I'm playing the duple, I want to count it. Did the 1. Now I'm counting the duple. This is for the right hand. Did the 1. Now that's far away from my primary note, just so that you understand it. Did the 1. As I play it up tempo a little bit, the duple is closer to the primary. But first, this is the way you count it. Did the 1. Did the 2. Did the 3. So I'm actually playing the duple. Did the 1. I'm not dragging it. I'm not pressing into the drum. Did the 1. Did the 2. Did the 3. Did the 4. That's a right hand drag. Now we reverse it to the left. And all that means is now the duple is going to be on the right hand and the primary note is going to be on the left hand. So I'm going to open it slowly. Did the 1. Did the 2. Did the 3. Did the 4. Now, I've come up with a combination from Stick Control book. What is this? Okay, all right. Luciano, I'll be back to you tonight, okay? Or sometime today. I have to call the web guy. And we'll get you all hooked up. And again, you know, people are passing through YouTube. YouTube has a tremendous amount of traffic. And I just need to say this if they're watching the video. I stream on YouTube Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. That's why I'm talking to the audience. So, well, no, it's not more like a flam. Most definitely not like a flam. The question was the up-tempo. It's like a flam. You hear the double in there. That's alternating. Flams are like this. Now, I've come up with a good exercise. I think it's a fun exercise. And I utilize, again, the Stick Control book. And, again, the levels. So now, if I see a right, I'm going to play a right hand drag. But the next one is going to be a left hand drag. So what has to happen, So if I'm playing rights like this, I would call that a right hand flam or a free stroke flam. The left, now that's nowhere near a flam. So now I want to go to the right, which, for example, if I'm taking the first line, which is right, left, and instead of me counting at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in, I'm going to take half the measure, and if I do the whole line, it's a 4-measure increment. So instead of me counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now, that's actually my primary notes right there. But something's going to happen now, because I'm going to do a right hand drag, and I need to put myself in position for a left hand drag. So I have did the 1. Now while I'm in position, did the 2, did the right, did the left. That's an alternating drag. Did the 1, did the 2, did the 3, did the 4. Did the 1, did the 2, did the 3, did the 4. And line 2, we all understand that. How you doing, Gene? Is that Gene Carlos? All right, welcome. Have fun, man. Okay. That's utilizing the stick control book. Right, left, right, left. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have did the 1. Now inside of the did the duple, it's an upstroke. Did the 1. Did the 2. Did the right. Did the left. Now that's line 1. Do we all understand that, or should I slow it down? No, it's not called a rough, Mr. Joseph. That's a drag. A rough is single strokes. And we're going to get to that. The difference between the single drag and a 3-stroke rough is what it's referred to. Like so. See, the language gets very, very confusing. Okay? Who said that? Joseph, you understand that? What I'm doing there? Everybody understands this. So I'm using the stick control as a reference for the drag. It's a single drag. It's not a drag tab, just a single drag. So now, if I go to line 3, for example, I have right, right, left, left. So I'm going to do 2 right hand drags and 2 left hand drags. Now what do I have to do to be in position using the level system? Well, the first drag is did the 1 to the right. Did the 1. The second one, I'm in position now to hit to the right again. But now I need to put myself in position to hit the left. Did the 2. Look at that, I'm in position. Did the left, did the left. I'm in position to hit the right. So I counted, did the 1. Did the 1. Did the 2. As I come down, that comes back up. It's not a seesaw method, by no means. It's the levels, putting yourself in position to attack the up and coming note. Did the 1, did the 2, did the 3, that's the first line. Third line, 2 rights, 2 lefts. Did the 1, did the 2, did the 3, did the 4, did the 1, did the 2, did the 3, did the 4. Now I have a PDF sheet on this. Okay, now we're going to go to line 5. The sticking on the stick control book, and everybody should have the stick control book. If not, we all go to the timeout chair, okay? All right, so what we have now is the sticking pattern for a paradiddle. Right, left, right, right. Left, right, left, left. Now, in front of every sticking pattern, I'm going to put a duple, the opposite of what I'm playing as the principal note or the primary note. So I have a right rather, did the 1. I'm in position to hit the left, did the 2. Then I have 2 rights, did the 3, did the 4. I'm in position to hit the left, did the 1, did the right, did the left, did the left. Now, that is what they refer to as a drag, a single drag. Now, if anybody has the Buddy Rich book, there's a little bit of a difference there. a little bit of different language. But that's the standard. That's a duple in front of a primary note. And the duple means, hold on, I just got some updates on this thing. The duple is the doubles before that. Well, yeah, it depends on the book it comes from. You know, you look at the letter A, it comes from the alphabet, you know. You're absolutely correct. That's why the language, Mr. Joe, gets confusing. You know, I watched on YouTube somebody saying the single five. I never heard of the single five. Did, da. Did, D-I-D, da, D-A. Absolutely, Dan. Now, you know, I've seen a couple of videos, and the video said the single five or the single four. And it was demonstrated by one of the other teachers. And I was taught, instead of the single five, it's the five-stroke rough. And I got all confused. So the language kind of changed. Like I said in the beginning of the lesson, when I first started, it was 26 basic rudiments. Now it's 40. Where they came from, I have no idea. And it's not modern technology. That's for sure. You know, people say you're old school. Well, I'm not old school. Paradigm. It's the same now as it was in inception. So that's old school. This is what? New school? No. Let me explain it. Like you said, Joe, it depends on what book. Did, da. That's it. Did, D-I-D, D-A. Here, let me put that in there. There you go. Did, da. You got it? Okay. Well, I have exercises on all of this. I have PDFs. I'm gonna send everybody who would like the PDF. I'll put my email in. You email me. You get on my mailing list, and I'll send you today's PDFs. You got to give me a day or so because I got to gather them, and I'll put you on the mailing list. And what's going to happen is you'll be aware of all the things that are coming, because this in September September and October I have 4 people who will be doing live lessons on my site, and they're very well known in the drum community. Daniel Glass, Mark Walker, who's a professor at Berklee School of Music, and the great Mike Clark, and Rob Wallace, who is the owner, operator of Hudson Music. And he's going to bring one of his new guys, I think it's Mark Gilliam, and we're going to have giveaways at each lesson. And the way I do the giveaways is as you enter the chat, I give you a number, okay? And I take that number, and you remember your number, I take the number, put it in the hat. And somewhere inside of the lesson or the class, we'll pick, I'll tell you what prize you're going to win, a cymbal, a drum head, pair of sticks, or whatever. And I will pull, or the guest will pull out the number, and whoever has the number will win. Now, I could take the cost of shipping in the United States. I cannot take the cost of shipping to Argentina or Brazil or the UK or whatever, okay? So you could win, and I'll send you 2 instead of 1, and you pay for the shipping. Does that sound fair, gentlemen? Gene equals true. What does that mean, Joe? I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Joe? I'm curious. You have in the chat there, gene equal true. What is that? I don't understand what that is. But anyway, if you want, you could write it in there. That's the duple. We all understand the drag? We understand that? Now what I want to do, and I don't usually do it. Oh, okay. Alright. Where's Gene? Where's Gene's comment? That's right. You're right, Gene. That's a different school though. The drum corps or the drum lines, or as a student beginning, it's like you learn the ABCs. And you can imagine you having 14, 15 drummers in a drum line and say, okay guys, play right, right, left, left, right. And they look at you like you're a nut. So play 5-stroke rolls. That's the language. You learn the ABCs when you're a child. You put them together for sounds and you form words. It's the rudiments of the language. So you could be of that school, which is not a problem, or you could be of not old school, but the other school, which is a combination of singles, doubles, and flams. And anything after that is considered, in my opinion, a hybrid rudiment, like a 5-stroke roll. You have 2 doubles and a single. That's a combination of doubles and a single. It's a 5-stroke roll. Now, the single 5, that's what they call it. I was taught it's a 5-stroke ruff, R-U-F-F. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of a 5-stroke roll. The difference between the roll and the ruff. The roll are doubles, the ruff are singles. Now, if you take stick control and do 5 lines, the first 2 to 4 lines are your rudiments. Singles, doubles. Starting with the right side and then starting with the left side. Line 5, you're introduced to what they call the paradiddle, but it's actually technically a hybrid rudiment because it's a combination of 2 singles and a double. Then it alternates, like so. Okay, do we understand the drag? We don't want to get crushed in the stick. And it's nowhere near a flam, gentlemen. Now, the difference between, and I agree with you, Joseph, what you said before. It's a ruff or a drag. Now, here's the difference. Here's the language. This is a roll, stingadabanga. This is a drag. You have a duple in front of it. Did 1. That's a right-hand drag. Now, what I call the 3-stroke ruff, and I learned this one in the Buddy Rich book, and it's a rudiment. It's called the 3-stroke ruff. It's two ghost notes with a primary note. So I have, instead of using did 1, I'm using alternate strokes. Did 1. Did 1. Like a gallop. And the levels come into view here. So now, with that being said, let's go. We understand the drag, correct? Any questions on the drag? What I call it the single drag. Then they call it a drag tap and a double drag. The language in the Buddy Rich book is not what it is today. I don't know why. We all understand it. Okay. So now let's go to the 3-stroke. I call it the 3-stroke ruff. Okay. And that's how I learned it. It's 2 strokes. It's not a duple. It's 2 grace notes. Did lower to the drum with a primary note. But there's an upstroke inside of that. Did 1. So that on the did, I come up 1. That's to the right side. Now if I'm alternating because now I'm in position to attack the left. Did 1. Then to the right. And the same thing occurs with the formula that I've come up with stick control book. If I'm doing right, left, I should be a little closer with the 2 grace notes, or ghost notes if you want to call them that. Like so. If I did line 3, 2 rights, 2 lefts, I have the 1 to the 2. Now remember, you got to get that in there. That's giving you the accent. Did the 1. Did the 2. Did the 3. Did the 4. And that's the you can get about the single drag and the 3-stroke ruff. I don't like to overlap that, but it's good to do that. Only because, now if you're going to do, if I send you a sheet on the single drag, you got that. Then I send you the sheet on the 3-stroke ruff. The notation is similar, but the sticking is different. So you really got to put yourself inside of that and be aware of which one you're doing and where the level is at. Like this computer's driving me cuckoo. If I did the one, it's a different pattern, a different sticking movement. Alternate. Now if I alternate the 3-stroke rough, did the one, I'm still starting here because my upstroke is inside of the did the one, did the 2, did the 3, did the 4, did the 1, did the 2, so on and so forth. So now, that's the drag and the 3-stroke rough. If anybody has any questions before I continue to go further, please shoot them out to me now. Por favor. Or please. Okay? Renzo, hey. Now, the two grace notes should sound the same, but you're giving the definition on the accent. Did the one. Hear it? Did the one. Now I'm going to do the drag. They sound the same. Does that help you out? Should it sound just like a single drag even though sticks are alternating patterns? Alright, I'm getting confused with the questions here. If I'm playing a duple, that's double, 2 strokes. Did the 1. Okay? I'm going to play just to the right hand. Did the 1, did the 2, did the 3, did the 4. I'm keeping that duple far away from I'm opening it up. So I got did the 1. Now if I want to close it, it's going to be closer to my primary note. It's almost like a crush, but I'm just getting 2 strokes in there. Like so. Now if I'm playing the rough, yes, it should sound like the 2 grace notes or ghost notes should sound the same as this. Hear it? This is for a faster tempo. I mean, to play this fast, it's pretty difficult. But I just want to talk about the language, okay? And the difference between a drag and a 3-stroke rough. Now we'll talk about the flams, and I have the same formula with the flam. You have a flam, that's a right hand flam. You have your primary note, and you have your grace note, or whatever you want to call it, ghost note, and it's very, very close to the primary note. And I'm doing a 3-stroke flam, or a right hand flam. Now I want to alternate it. I just brought up my left stick and kept my right stick down in position to play left hand flams. Now, we'll go to the stick control book again, and it's another formula. R equals right hand flam, L equals left hand flam. So now, again, we're going to take it, instead of thinking, you can think of it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and but for learning reasons, I would actually prefer you to do 1, 2, 3, 4 count. Like instead of counting 1 and 2 and, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Now right is going to be a right hand flam, left is going to be a left hand flam. So that puts me into the if I do line 1, it puts me into the alternating mode. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Now if I'm going to do line 3, it's 2 rights, that's 2 right hand flams, 2 left hand flams. I have a free stroke flam and an alternating flam. That's to put me in position. So now that's 3 of them that you have. Let me do line 5. This is the paradiddle sticking. Notice I say paradiddle sticking, I don't say paradiddle. Okay? So I have right hand, left hand, right hand again, right hand. But now I'm in position now to take it to the other side. Left hand, right hand, left, left. Okay? And you could do all 72 lines. And there's a tremendous other ways of doing the stick control book. You could start on, you could do it as written, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Or you can start, instead of making it 1 and, wherever it's 2 and, you could make that the 1 and. Or it's just so complicated, not complicated, but this, it's an endless journey. You can make up your own combinations. For example, if I did line 3, which is right, 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 left, left, and I did line 13. So I'll just do that without flams. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I could take that, whatever combination I just did, and I could utilize or work with the 3 formulas. That's the drag, the 3-stroke rough, and the flam. Do we understand all of that? Gentlemen, any questions on that? Because I want to venture off a little bit more into the flam, if you don't mind. And a drink of water. Now remember what I said. Get on Facebook. Hey Renzo, yeah, okay. Well, you could do any combination you want. You could take line 3 and do line 15. Do line 15 and do line 1. Whichever combinations. It's endless. Now remember what I said in the beginning of the lesson. Get on Facebook. Join all my groups. I'm going to start a new group today, and it's called, it's the live streaming students. And inside of that, you'll have all the information you need, plus all the PDFs and beginning old videos, and we have a discussion and question and answer. It most certainly is. It's, well, that's the title of a book, The Open End. That was written by Jim Chapin. That was book 2. I'm in the process of putting a series, I guess I could make 10 books out of it, Beyond Control. And it's awaiting copyright. And I'm going to put it together and put it on the market. I think it would sell a lot. It just never stops. The stick control book is the book. Everything that you play, everything, whether it's the songo, the clave, it's all there. The Mozambique, whatever, funk, it's there. So again, gentlemen, all right, do we have any questions? Let me put my email. You know that book, The Open End? It's at a publication. They're very rare, and I do have a copy of it. Jim Chapin sent it to me. Okay, let me put hold on. Go on Facebook. We all should have the stick control book, Dan. Every one of us. Well, yeah, I use stick control book. Definitely the Master Studies 1 and 2. If you're into rudiments, see what I do with the rudiments, I have the reading text, and I have my own. I have 4 books out. I have reading text in 4:4, reading text in 6:8. I have rudimental fun and ostinato pattern 1. Now, okay, Joe, contact me on Facebook or email. You have my email, take it. Nice having you here. Just, you know, if you want to come back this evening at 8 p.m., everything here is Eastern Standard Time. Now, again, like I said, guys are the traffic on YouTube is much more heavier than it is on Facebook. And in their travels, guys are watching the video, and I need to say this now because I get some negative feedback. This is a live broadcast, and I'm trying to interact with everybody in uh, the chat. Yeah, well, Gary Chester, man, he's on the money. There's so many good books out. His concept, his approach is actually a realistic one to play musically. But before that, there's a tremendous amount of prerequisites. Actually, some of the figures that he uses, say you hum, are in the stick control book. No problem. The syncopation, it's in the stick control book. Thank you, Mr. McNeely. Good. I appreciate that. Okay, so now we had the drag, the flam, and the three-stroke rough. I'd like to hit on, say, the flam paradiddle, flam double paradiddle, flam triple paradiddle, and a flam paradiddle diddle. Does everybody have any problems with that or any questions on stuff like that? And then you have the flam tab, you have the flam accent, the Swiss Army triplet. So let's start with the diddles. Let's do the flam paradiddle, single flam paradiddle. All a flam paradiddle is a single paradiddle. Like so. With a flam in front of it. It's down, up, tap. Now the downstroke, it's a flam. Like so. We understand that, gentlemen? The next guy is a flam double paradiddle with one flam or two flams. So let's start with the one flam. And I'm going to count this in 6/8. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now without the flam, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Man, my mind goes someplace else. I was just going to tell everybody. I apologize, but I was going to tell everybody, we're not going to do stuff like this. All that showmanship thing right now. We're just learning the rudiment. My mind went there. It's the double flam paradiddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's with one flam. With two flams, the flam will be on 3. 1, it's a free stroke now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we understand that, gentlemen? Okay, we're in business here. We're doing good today. Thank you, gentlemen. The triple pad, now that was two accents. The triple pad that I could do with one accent. So you need to know the single, double, and triple with one accent, two accents, and then the triple has 3. This is with one accent. 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 3 accents. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and one more is the paradiddle diddle. You have the right hand paradiddle diddle. I have formulas, but it's too much to do today. And the left hand paradiddle diddle. Right hand starts with the right, like so. If I want to do a flam paradiddle diddle, it's flam, without, with, I did that for a reason, without and with. The object of the flam, okay, is to make the notes sound fatter. Now I come up with this one particular exercise, and then we're going to need to close it up because time's running out. I hate to go, but it has to be. First off, gentlemen, go to my website. I left the address, and go at least sign the guest book and say hello, or check it out. You can't see anything really, because I'm not going to really open it, like stream from it until September, but you can sign the guest book. We all have the address, or would you like me to redo the address? Okay? I have a video called The Paradiddle Tree I refer to. And man, did I get all kinds of grief with this. How come you did that video and you didn't mention my name? I invented it. Man, nobody invented this. It's a paradiddle, double paradiddle, triple paradiddle, and paradiddle diddle. And plus, the guy who told me that was not even old enough. Okay, when I first saw that, it was many moons ago. It was by Mitch Markovich. Alan Dawson teaches it, and so does Joe Morello. So how could this guy invent it? It's beyond me. Yeah, I know you did, Mr. McKnight. Thank you. Anyway, what I do is you say what you play. Paradiddle, paradiddle. So I put 2 single paradiddles, 2 double paradiddles with 2 accents, 2 triple paradiddles with 3 accents, and a paradiddle diddle twice. Each one is done twice. I'll do it slow. Paradiddle, double paradiddle, double paradiddle, triple double paradiddle, paradiddle diddle. But look at the levels. They're there. And you can do the same thing with the flam. But let me play that up tempo a little bit. It's a good warm-up exercise, as a matter of fact. Paradiddle, paradiddle, double paradiddle, triple. A little faster. Missed it there. So on and so forth. Okay. Sorry I bored some guys or people, but hey, no shortcuts at all. Everybody's going to go to my site and at least sign the guest book and rent Luciano. I will be with you in a little while because my web guy is in California, and there's a 3-hour difference from California to New Jersey. And we'll get you going on there tonight. Once you become a member, you can go into the student section, and there is a ton of PDFs. Okay? Okay. With that being said, I'm going to need to close it up. All right, gentlemen? I hope I helped you out in some sort of little way. In a positive way, that might be. Okay? Guys, have a good day. Practice. And tomorrow, come in with questions. Unless you're going to come tonight at 8 o'clock. You're welcome, Renzo. We all have a good day. We have drumsticks in our hands. All right, gentlemen. Take care.